Look at this. There have been 152 reported anti-Semitic attacks in New York City this year. That's over half of all hate crimes in New York against Jews. As we heard from Mark Meredith, there's a growing number of Jewish Democrats who are reportedly concerned about this rise in anti-Semitism and their colleagues' refusal to condemn it. Joining me now is Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, a Republican from New York. Is this hostility towards Jewish Americans going to hurt the Democrats in 2028?
Look, we'll see what happens in the election, but one thing is clear, that New York City is no longer just a leader when it comes to high taxes and outward migration. It has become a leader in anti-Semitism, sadly. We're seeing the attacks lead the nation here in terms of numbers. As you pointed out, it's nearly 60% of the hate crimes in New York City that are targeting our Jewish friends and neighbors. And they are only 10% of the population. So it certainly is something that stands out. And when you don't have our elected leaders in New York City vociferously condemning this, particularly the mayor of New York City, it's going to continue. I mean, we need our mayor to stand up, stand with rabbis, stand with religious leaders, and condemn this vociferously. The fact that he did not march in the Israeli Day Parade, I think, it has something to do with it. It sent a very strong message on where he stands. He's definitely anti-Israel. He's also pro-BDS movement. These are, I think, terrible positions. But I think, you know, his lack of condemning this forcefully is part of the problem. And I think that these people need to be held accountable who are committing these crimes to the fullest extent, and they can't allow this to slide.
But Mamdani got, I believe it was 30%, roughly a third, of the Jewish vote. How do they feel about that vote now, I wonder?
Well, look, that to me makes absolutely no sense. And I can understand that people vote on different issues. Perhaps there were other issues. Maybe they like socialism. Maybe they want, you know, housing to be taken over by our government, and they want government-run supermarkets. Maybe that's what they voted on. But the reality is there's consequences for those votes. And they're not only getting those socialist policies, which I think in the long term are going to be very destructive to New York City, but they're also getting the really bad, which is this anti-Semitism, this disgusting behavior that is now happening more and more frequently on the streets of New York City, on the subways, just that attack the other day. It is happening every 2 days, actually, on average. It's happening, an anti-Semitic attack in our city, and it has to stop, and it has to stop and be condemned from the top.
According to the New York Post, Mayor Mamdani's administration gave $200 million in city contracts to a non-profit that helps homeless people. The problem is that the people who run the non-profit were previously on bribery and corruption charges. This doesn't seem like a good use of taxpayer dollars, now does it, Congresswoman?
Well, they were just charged with bribery and corruption, and so they haven't even had their trial yet. And here you have the mayor pouring more money, $200 million, going to what is a corrupt organization where obviously the DOJ has significant proof that there was pay to play here, there were kickbacks, and a whole stream of corruption. You know, I've called on the DOJ to also investigate the other city contracts in my district. I investigated them myself, and I looked at how much they're making, $10,000 per room, per individual. Outrageous. That is twice the average mortgage that is being paid on a monthly basis in my district. It is 3 times the average rent in my district. So there's something really fishy going on here. Obviously, they found some corruption already. The city should seize these contracts. The fact that the mayor is giving another $200 million to this corrupt organization, that is alarming. And the DOJ should be investigating City Hall as to what allowed them to do that. If there's a way to stop it, the state should also step in and stop that, maybe withhold housing money from the city until this is rectified. But in no way should good taxpayer money be going to what is now known to be a corrupt organization.
Well said. Congresswoman Malliotakis, thanks for joining us. See you again soon.